The question that I'm sure you always get asked, and I'm going to ask you as well again today. Sorry in advance. Is what happened between you and Edd? Because clearly you had a long relationship. You worked on the show for a long time. That stopped, and you've now got a new presenter. But what happened?
Nothing really, nothing at all. Me and Edd were bouncing along, very happy. 13 years together, godfather to my child, my best friend. You know, we ate, drunk, slept almost together. We did everything together, me and the guy. When I say slept together, we slept in, you know, caravans and tents and in hotels when we're out. You know, we spent a lot of time together. And no, we were bouncing along quite happily. But during that final year that Edd was there, he'd just become more difficult. He'd become more angry with the way that the show was being produced. And I could see that. And, you know, I had my frustrations too. They would manifest themselves in different ways. But Edd's frustrations were, he took them out on people and crew. And he put himself into a position where it became untenable, really. And for Edd, what he wanted, more or less, was to just work less. And unfortunately, Wheeler Dealers is an animal. It really is an animal. You need to be devoted to it. You need to work 6 days a week and 17-hour days. And don't get me wrong, Edd did that, and he worked fantastically, and he's an amazing talent, a brilliant mechanic. But he just become disenchanted with the whole notion of how we made the show. And particularly when you're in California, which is where we were then, and you've got the beach and the sunshine outside, I get the need to want to spend more time doing that and spend more time out there than being in the workshop, which is a box, you know, that you're in for 12 hours a day. So for Edd, he just got to a stage where he simply just had enough. We never argued, we never shouted, we never rowed. He wasn't sacked, he wasn't pushed, he wasn't tricked, he wasn't cheated. None of that stuff. All the stuff you read online is all absolute crap. No, he simply decided one day that enough was enough. It wasn't for him. He thought, and you know, a lot of people do, and unfortunately for Eddie, he made that mistake. He thought he was bigger than the show, and he could leave, and the show would die when he left, which broke our hearts. And you know, for me and the crew, we were left with no careers. You know, and the production team, Edd had decided that was enough, and that was the end of it. But 5 months later, I kept pestering Discovery Channel, and we rebirthed the show with Ant, and I've been working with Ant professionally for a couple of years before that, and Edd. We all worked together on live events, and I said, let's get Ant in. And 5 months later, we did a screen test. Discovery Channel liked him, fortunately, and Ant came into the fold. And now Ant's married an American who's a big TV star, and he lives out literally in Hollywood, and he's now fully American. So it's been a real roller coaster ride, you know, for Wheeler Dealers. And now there's a new evolution for the show as well, because we've come up with a new format for the show called Dream Cars, where I'm trading up people's cars, and that's resonated with the audience fantastically. They absolutely love it. Plus, they love my new co-host in that we brought in, a guy called Mark Priestley, otherwise known as F1 Elvis. He's the guy that took Lewis Hamilton to his first world championship. So this guy's got great credentials. Nobody could say he's not as good as Edd or Ant. You just can't say that. It's impossible. This is a guy that's worked at the pinnacle of engineering. So we brought Mark in, and it's been fantastic to work with him. So much so that we'd like to bring him in a bit more into the Wheeler Dealer family, which I'm very excited about. And Wheeler Dealers has got a very, very bright future, because now we've got this really good team that all are pulling in the same direction.